Are you tired of guitar chords buzzing? We're going to fix that. I'm going to show you where that buzzing sound comes from and what to do about it. Let's do this. Hey there, I'm Thomas from Real Guitar Success. It's common to get buzzing strings and muted notes when you're learning chords. Buzzing strings on your guitar in general can be caused by quite a few different things. But when you get buzzing on your chords, it's caused by just one thing. One or more of the notes in your chord is just not making proper contact with the frets on your guitar. Let's take a closer look and I'll show you what I mean. When you press down the string, you're making the string press against the fret. That's these little metal bars. In this case, I'm looking at the 3rd fret. When I press it down, it's making contact. You'll want to make a good secure contact with the fret. If you press just a little bit, the note just duds out. It's not actually making contact with the fret. If you press too hard, it makes the note go slightly out of tune. Now, when you press hard enough to make contact with the fret, but not hard enough to make a good clear note, that's when you get this buzzing sound. A little more pressure and I'll get a nice clear note. That's what I'm looking for. Now, that might seem like a lot to think about, especially when you're just learning to finger a chord and you've got to get from one chord to the other. But there's more. You'll also want to pay attention to where you place your finger. In short, you want to get your finger as close to the fret as possible, but not on top of the fret. Let's do another close-up. The goal is to get your finger as close to the fret as possible without actually putting it on top of the fret. When you put it on top of the fret, some of the flesh of your finger goes over the fret and deadens out the string. It makes it not vibrate as much as you want. If it's too far back, it's really hard to get a note that's not buzzing. The best place is right next to the fret, but not on top of it. By developing the habit of getting your fingers in the best place to get a note, you'll find that it's much easier and you won't have to press as hard. Now, when you're playing chords, you can't always get your fingers right up next to the fret. The idea is to get as close as you can. And then finally, one little detail, you can make your strings buzz more by hitting with your right hand harder or softer. So there are several variables, and it might seem like a lot at first. But here's the good news. It's not as complicated as it seems at first. That's because you're going to develop habits that kind of just take over and you don't have to think about it. And to top it off, you have a built-in string placement meter. It's also known as ears. I'm going to show you 2 simple exercises that'll help you make this happen. But first, we need to talk. I know you're excited to play chords so you can play songs. Nothing wrong with that. And I know exercises have a bad rap. A lot of people think they're boring. I can tell you from my own personal experience, as well as from teaching hundreds of students, that by learning and practicing a few strategic exercises, you can make learning the guitar both easier and more fun. This first exercise I'm going to show you is a good example. It might seem on the surface that the quickest route to learning chords is to just learn to finger the chords and muscle through them. It's actually not. The fastest route to learning chords is to prepare, and it will save you from developing bad habits that you'll have to undo later. Start by practicing a few simple exercises that allow you to focus on correct finger placement. This will speed up the entire process. Then you can focus on other aspects of playing chords, like how to finger the chord and moving from one chord to another. The process of getting your finger in the right place so you get a good note just becomes automatic. The first exercise is called a finger developer. Now, I have several versions depending on your level. The idea is to play one note at a time and to pay close attention to your finger placement, how much pressure you're making, and how hard you're striking the note. By focusing on these details, it'll help you make it a habit, so when you go to play other more complex things, it'll just take care of itself. For beginners, I start with a very simple version that starts with the open strings and then goes up 3 frets, one note at a time. I've made a video that goes into detail on how to play this exercise, and I'll put a link up in the corner as well as the description. For more advanced students, I use a version that's a little higher up the neck and uses the pinky as well. I've got a video on that also, and I'll put another link to it. Now, both of these make great warm-up exercises, and it's really helpful to just start off your practice session with something like this. You'll want to start slowly and pay attention to the details. It's a common mistake for adults to try to go faster than they can really get it right. I like to use a metronome, but you can also kind of keep the tempo inside your head or tap your foot. Again, the goal is not to go fast, but to get good, clear sounding notes with the least amount of tension in your hand. Also, pay attention to your hand position and where you place your thumb. You want to make sure your fingers are curled and your thumb's behind the neck. And I have a video for you there as well that goes into more detail. I'll put a link. The next exercise I'm going to recommend is a chord exercise. Now you'll want to apply everything we've talked about in this first exercise to making chords. Again, start slow. Pay attention to where you put your fingers and to getting correct hand position. You want to get to where you can do this and stay relaxed at the same time. I've created a detailed video that'll walk you through the steps of practicing chords in this way, and I'll put a link up in the corner. By using these two exercises and practicing them regularly, you're going to develop habits that'll help your guitar playing both now and in the future. The end result will be more fun because things will come easier and sound good. Now, I've saved something very important for last, and for good reason. That's to have your guitar set up properly. I've saved it for last because a lot of students jump to think it's something wrong with their guitar, and it's really their technique that they need to work on. That said, it really never hurts to have your guitar set up properly. When I say set up your guitar, I'm talking about taking your guitar to a professional repair person and having them go through a routine where they'll adjust the nut of the guitar, the bridge, they'll make sure all the frets are even, and that the bow of the neck is just right. Now, depending on the quality of your guitar, a repairman might say, hey, we can do this and this and this, and it's going to give you great results. Or they might say, I'm not sure we can do too much for that particular guitar, but it's worth checking out. And you guessed it, I have a whole video on this as well. I've got a link up in the corner or in the description. This is important stuff that you should know. Well, that's it for now. I know this can seem like a lot if you're just starting out. Take it a step at a time. Try the techniques for adjusting your hand and your finger. And if that doesn't work, check out having your guitar set up properly. It never hurts. If you got value from this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you need more help, I'm here for you. I've made it really easy to get clear, detailed lessons and direct feedback through my Real Guitar Success Academy. I'll put a link for you down in the description. Bye for now. Hope to see you again soon.